Radio Berlin 88.8. Hey Music mit Jürgen Jürgens.
Again and again, you're coming back to Germany, and that's very nice to see you again.
Thank you.
But when I heard this record, I thought, she's so sad.
This is an album about a breakup.
Yeah.
Or not a breakup, but the life after a breakup, how you deal with it. So the album that came before this was really, really happy. And then this one is a little bit sadder. I don't think it's sad. I think it's actually I think it's kind of a balanced look back at a period of time that's hard, and that's basically how do you deal with something when your life is turned upside down? Who are you? What do you do when that happens? I'm a very happy person because I get to write these songs.
Mm-hmm.
This is therapy for me. And so what I do is, instead of sitting here in the interview crying to you, I put everything out on a record, and then I get to go out and smile.
And is it the way that it comes back to you when you're singing to people who have the same feelings, or had the same feelings, and they recognize that what happened to you is something that happened to them?
That feels really good. Usually, though, the stories aren't the same, but I really like that my version of the story can also resound in their lives, if you know what I mean. I like the fact that even though I do write pretty specific songs, they actually reach broader than you would think. People get hung up on just like a sentence, and they kind of be like, that's my life, you know what I mean? And yes, it is therapy, but mostly because I really like singing these songs to remind myself how far I've come.
You're now here in Germany with a couple of old friends we have heard over so many years. Some of the Beach Boys are with you. What is this special thing having a company like this?
Well, I didn't think we were going to be this close. I had a feeling that because of the artists, there's some artists on this bus or in this tour that are pretty big. And even though they have had amazing careers and aren't like on the top of the lists now, they're huge stars, and they're used to traveling a certain way. And so it's really cool for me to see that they're really, really down to earth. The Beach Boys can't stop talking to me about my music. They keep asking me. They've all bought the record without me asking. Yesterday, I took a nap at the hotel, and I woke up with a Beach Boy walking outside my door, whistling a song off the new record. So he's actually listening to it. So they're really, really nice people. And so are OMD and Johannes Erding. And I honestly didn't think it was going to be this nice. I thought that I might keep to myself. I'm alone, mostly. Other than the fact that people from Norway come visit me and do interviews, and I have some press people, I'm actually alone on this tour. And so I thought that I'd keep to myself and like have my little routines. And I do that. There's a lot of people. We're about 200 to 300 people on tour. So there are a lot of people. But I'm surprisingly really happy. And I've gotten some amazing new friends, actually. I mean, it's going to be really hard. We already have some plans to come visit each other. I know that OMD, they're coming to me to Oslo in March to see me in the opera. And I'm checking Johannes Erding to a festival in Oslo next summer. And so that's where we are right now.
Henrik Lasky was a few years ago.
Love him.
Over there. And I think he's really brilliant because he's just relaxed guy.
He's the first one I met, and he just made me feel so comfortable. And so I was already like, okay, this is going to be cool. I have one friend. But then Paul Humphreys from OMD, yeah. I don't know what to do. I have to adopt him.
I think it's the other way around.
Oh, no, honestly, he needs to live in my house, and I need to pet him and feed him. That's all I need to do.
Okay. Then the next album will be about that, I think.
My tiny British man.
Okay. Coming back to the album, when it starts, the first song, it's just very calm and like a hymn. It's I was sitting in my car and driving, and coming from the office, and said, "Now I want to listen to this album." And
that must be a cool way of listening to this record in the car. I would imagine that's a really nice place to listen to it.
It's I got time. I'm driving about 30 minutes to my home.
That's perfect.
That's perfect for a CD. So, and I was excited from working, and I was coming down. Just the introduction for what is following on this album.
The first song is very specifically written about a feeling that I think a lot of people are afraid of feeling. I wrote it very, very. I wrote it because I really wanted to capture that mood at the point where you're like, "Oh my God, what happened?" You know, when you wake up and you realize that, not even in a relationship, just in life, where you've made a huge decision. A friend of mine, he listens to it. He listened to it because he was gonna quit his job and start something completely different. And he basically, that period of time where he quit his job and he felt really cool, and then there's a week where you don't have anyone calling, nothing, and that's that feeling. Oh my God, what have I done? And then you build yourself up from there.
Mm-hmm. There's a video with this song. I don't want to see you with her. What's the single, so-called single from this album?
So-called single?
Because really, is there? Do you talk about singles today?
You still have to. I hope you do. I hope you play them on the radio.
Because of this, we talk about singles. Okay.
I think it's the other way around, actually. People don't make records anymore, but they put out singles.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to think about that.
But we don't agree with that. I agree with you. I think they should make records, but yeah, I think that's the way it works right now.
It's the first song that everybody has to speak about from that album. And after this, you will, step by step,
make
come in
a
touch
bigger
with
picture of everything. Yeah.
This video shows you very alone among people. Was it strange to make shots of this?
Strange? No, it was a video shoot. So it was a normal video shoot, and we had a lot of fun because I don't know if you see, but there's a party in the video, and they brought beer. So everybody was drunk except me. And it got really funny after a while. No, but I specifically didn't want to, it's a very, very specific song. I think that if you don't understand what the song is about, there's something wrong with you. And so, honestly, I didn't want to paint a picture of that. I didn't want to it would be too much. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to just make it basically what you just said, the feeling of being alone amongst people, which I think a lot of us have gone through and a lot of us have felt before. But at the time, it's a month ago, and so I don't have that feeling. So it wasn't strange. It was just very, very cold. Let's be honest.
But
it was at nighttime in Oslo in November.
Oh, cold.
Yes.
It brings me to the second part of the question: making songs about these situations and being on stage and singing them again and again. Is that part of the therapy as well, or is it bringing you back to situations that...
I'm never back at the situation. So people don't have to worry about me breaking down on stage or something. When I'm on stage, I'm an actor. I project the feeling that the song is about, but I'm not there. I'm on stage, and I'm very much aware of the fact that I'm on stage, which is bad because this will ruin everything for everyone. But that is true. I mean, I'm there. Sometimes you go through it. Sometimes you're moved by something new, or mostly, actually, the times that if I start crying on stage is because somebody else is crying, and I'm very much I feel very badly for people if they do. It's actually the opposite for me, though. Singing these songs, honestly, makes me feel like I've come very far away from the theme of the song.
Okay.
But I want to tell you something which I really think is very beautiful. I've done this now for 15 years. And so every single time I go through something that's difficult, I know that the light at the end of the tunnel is that I'm going to be able to make a beautiful song out of it, which gives it more meaning. You know what I mean? It gives the pain more meaning. And I'm really happy that I have that. And I wish everybody had that, because every single time I know that when I get through this, I will learn something. I will be able to teach this to someone. And that's basically experience. That's basically knowing that at a certain point, like I have a song called Just Hold Me. Who the hell remembers what that song is, who that song is about in my life? I don't even think about it. But that song has now become a bigger thing. So the songs will live on longer than the situation. And even this situation, which I'm sure people are like, oh my God, is she doing okay? Yes, these songs will now become... I made an album that I wish someone had made at the time of my breakup. So I hope this will help somebody else.
Beautiful. When you say, think about this like this. Mm-hmm. There's another
I'm actually
song.
Very positive.
Yeah.
I just don't sound like it on record.
This line, bend till I break, astonished me in a way, because the situation to think or to know that you bend and you don't stop to bend and it will end when you break is quite terrible.
You know, for me, this song is about, and that's your interpretation, which is beautiful. For me, it's a song about basically, it's about basically, you know, when you say, I will never do that. And then you find yourself in a situation where you will do that for love, you know? And you find yourself in a situation where like, I didn't ever think that I would take this or I would be able to do this. And so for me, it's more of a song about you never know what's going on between two people and you never know what you will do for love. So never say never.
Okay. You turn everything into positive.
But they are. It's just
okay.
It's just that people don't understand what the meanings are about. You know what I mean? Or for me, but the stories are different for me. They're not that sad.
Do you know?
And I do paint, and I do write them after. You know that, right? Yeah. I don't write them while I'm going through it, so I look back at it. So "Good God" isn't written when I'm like, "Good God." It's written after. Now I understand, and then I write it.
What do you know about people who love the songs you write? Are they depressive and find it in the songs?
The people that I'm going to show you something. This is funny.
Okay.
I got a text message from Sam Smith today. And he said, I have my melancholic days for sure. Is that a bad thing? Like, I love being melancholic? He's like, no. I honestly reach people who are emotional and who are in touch with both their happy side and their sad side. I don't want to be a sad person, but I'm very much in touch with those days. I don't fight them. And so my audience are emotional people. I've also reached a lot of people who have gone through really hard things because I've written songs about being anorexic, being depressed, having a difficult childhood. I will naturally reach people who have gone through that, but they're not people who they don't dwell by it. They don't sit there like, my life, you know? They find life beautiful with a little sadness. So do I. Someone sent me a text message saying, without the darkness, you'd never see the stars.
She's my idol, the incredible, the most honest, the most beautiful Maria Mena.
There is someone we have to mention, that is Sam Smith. He's a fan of you.
Yeah, like a big one. Today he had a really funny Maria Day. He's Instagrammed 3 photos of me or something. And you know what? He challenged me to get a tattoo And so I will, on Thursday. I've decided to get a tattoo.
Do you know what kind of tattoo?
He wrote honest or honesty on his arm. And he said, this is inspired by me. And I woke up to this picture today. He didn't tell me. He just told me on Instagram. And then I said, I want to get one. And he said, do it. Please do it. And I know which one I want. And I know that I don't want the same one, but I've thought about it for a while, but I didn't have the courage. I want to write Clarity and Truth, which is from my album Victoria. And it's the way I try to live. Truthfully.
That's a beautiful connection, but it's
we haven't
not
met.
normal.
Who says normal anymore? What is normal?
Okay.
Two people liking each other's music? That's normal.
Yes, that's
two people
normal.
Idolizing each other
but you don't
and inspired.
find it that often that people who are well known for their singing, that they come in touch like this and they are fans of each other. Because you did a cover version as well from Stay With Me.
Yeah, I had to.
I've seen.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't really actually like my version, but I think his is a lot better.
The way he's singing is that tremendous that it's better not to make a cover of it, but it's something very beautiful as well in a way. But
a lot of people liked it, but I like his version better.
Okay. So Sam Smith did a beautiful work for James Bond now.
I haven't heard that song.
No? You're a friend of him and you haven't... Okay, you have to.
But I'm just...
After the tattoo.
I'm one of those people that I like to discover things on my own. So when people listen to this, I'm like... So now I'm really into Money on My Mind. And I think that's a really old one. But that's what I listen to that when I work out.
Okay. So you haven't seen the movie as well? You don't have to.
I haven't had time.
You haven't.
I can't remember the last time I was at the movies.
I hope that you will have more time for you and your private life and a beautiful, funny life. So that the next album, please make one song for me that when you see the smile on your face when you sing.
I can't promise you that. I'm going to have to make the record I want to make, but you don't have to listen to it if you don't like it.
I know, you have to. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.